What's up, guys? I think it's good to do this first video on Candace Owens and what we're kind of seeing in the mainstream right now. Just because of how dangerous it all is, and I want to start off by saying that I am absolutely annoyed that I have to side with the Macrons against anyone, right, about anything, because I don't like them, and I disagree with them on pretty much everything that you could disagree with a politician from a foreign country on. But what the craziness that's happened today is so insane that I feel like we have to stand up and talk about it, and we have to really go through, how insane it all really is, and just kind of break it down. So I did a X thread and a Substack about all of this, and I kind of just focused just on the lawsuit. A lot of people don't understand that there is a very big lawsuit against Candace Owens from the Macrons, and it's pretty damning. I mean, it's 250 pages. It has paragraph after paragraph of things that they're condemning her for, and it's not set for trial yet, but it is requesting a jury trial for defamation. So we'll go through that real quick, and then we'll just kind of talk about everything that we've been seeing from Candace, and kind of just how important what's verifiable and true, and how what that entails and what that really is. So the first thing we'll go through the Substack, and I'm just going to kind of use it as a guide. I put a paywall on it. I'll probably take a paywall off pretty soon because it's just information that people want to know, but more that's just kind of to stop the spam and craziness that tends to happen with something that's like highly controversial like this. This isn't the first time that I've poked a hole in a narrative, and it generally ends up coming with people trying to attack me for it. So it is what it is. It comes with the territory, but I'm here for all the smoke. So let's look at this. All right. So put this up yesterday, like I said. And yeah, this is the most self-inflicted scandal in modern politics. We'll go through real quick that this isn't just a defamation case. The Macrons are not simply alleging defamation. They are performing a meticulous autopsy of Owens' behavior, motive, lies, and business incentives. So I think it's important to remember that we're not talking about just a single thing. Like she said, he was a man, so we're going to sue him. No, like this is there's a lot of information in this lawsuit, and the more important part of all this, we can get into the legal arguments all day long. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. Maybe this gets thrown out. Maybe there might be some lawyers out there that'll look at this and be like, oh crap, this is a slam dunk case. I think it's a slam dunk case. But I think what's more important is the timeline and kind of what we're seeing with all of this, and the fact that the feud she had and all the stuff she was saying about Macron and his wife really launched her own podcast, and now she's the #1 podcast in the world. And it's all based off of stuff that's like there's plenty of bad stuff about the Macrons that you could find that you can verify and that you could post about, and the weird relationship when she was 39 and he was 15, like super weird. And probably groomed, or whatever, but it's also a different country. I don't know, whatever. I think it's weird and it's gross. But you could definitely talk about that stuff, but why go straight to this crazy conspiracy, that now you're trying to be killed because of this information that you didn't even actually provide any proof of. It's just the whole thing. So this lawsuit goes through the direct lies, the knowingly false statements, the shifting theories, the contradictions, the made-up sourcing, the omitted evidence, the ignored corrections, the platform growth incentives, the merchandise. Literally, she had merchandise saying that Macron's wife was a man, is a man, whatever, shirts and all kinds of stuff. So, it's a big deal, So she and again, the other big thing here is she has repeatedly said that she has evidence, and she's yet to show any of that evidence. So. One of the things that I want to highlight is what she does very, very well, and that is that she will highlight anomalies, and then she'll highlight all these different things and say she has the proof of them, and I have the proof, and I'm going to show you it. And And then she never does. She moves on to something else. So she brings up another anomaly. She brings up something else. So she brings up another connection. This is why we saw it go from, this was Israel, and then it was the Egyptians, and it was TPUSA, and then now it's the French working with Israel and TPUSA, and then apparently the U.S. airborne operations are in on it. And for all you military dudes out there that know anything about just Army airborne, that's a laughable statement right there. Like, she got the 82nd Airborne coming into Utah to assassinate Charlie Kirk. It's just asinine information. It's just crazy. It's crazy talk. She claimed another journalist was killed, even though it was a suicide. And what she's doing is she's marketing on basically the sensationalism of what, the distrust in the media, the distrust in institutions, and the distrust, especially that was built after COVID, and just building on all of that to enrich herself and make her platform even bigger and her voice even louder, which I think is kind of disgusting. So I go through here about how she didn't just lie. She kept lying. She doubled down. She, after she got cease and desist, and after she got requests for correction, and that had proof and childhood photos and everything you could think of, she acted like that proof didn't exist. She continued with her narrative. She did an 8-show podcast on this stuff. So just kind of crazy, but the timeline, I think, again, is the biggest thing that I want to really talk about. And the timeline proves that this wasn't necessarily organic, the actual assassination that she is talking about. So let's look at that. So, all right. So March 2024 is when she kind of starts the Bridget is a man theory. And she was at the Daily Wire at this time. Obviously, there's no claims of assassination yet. There's no fear for her safety. There's nothing, whatever, so on and so forth. Goes for by June, July, she's fired from the Daily Wire. She obviously aggrandized that whole thing, and Ben Shapiro was all these terrible things because of it. Blah blah blah. Really, she said that a prominent figure in that's an ally of the United States, that the president's wife was a man. And obviously the Daily Wire was like, you can't do that. That's insane. Like, why would you even do that? You're no longer here. And then, so on and so forth. I shrunk that down a lot. Obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but I think that was the nail in the coffin that really did it in. Then we have July 24, where she launches her own independent show, Candace. And the Macron narrative is the main thing that she's pushing at this point. So the Man of the Year merch, all that comes out. And that's all explicitly covered in this lawsuit. And then the first retraction was demanded in December 24. She ignored it. She misrepresented it. And again, claim that they're attacking her because she's just using her First Amendment right, which is insane. The First Amendment is only for U.S. citizens, and it only protects you from the government, not from other civilians, and it doesn't protect you from defamation. Whatever. All right. Then, January 25 is when she kind of pivoted to this. They're coming for me. We had to up our security. Please pray for us. Please. It's so scary in these parts. The French are after me. Like, has anybody ever been scared of the French? I don't know. Maybe someone. And then February 25 is when it really kind of escalated into the murder conspiracy, where, they're coming after her. Every journalist that touches the story ends up dead. Like, it's insane, right? Like, do you really think that the head of a state, that's a Five Eyes state, that's an ally of the United States, a prominent nation in Europe, is like super worried what some quacks on the internet are saying? I mean, she has a big enough following that it warranted them, wanting to issue corrections and stop it from happening. But this happens all the time, right? This is not something that you're like, oh, I'm going to sue her for this and I'm going to kill her. Like, what? Whatever. And why would you kill someone you have a slam dunk case against? I mean, yes, again, people are pointing out some of these ways that this case could get dropped. Cool. Maybe that could happen. I'm not here to argue about the court system in Delaware or the precedents of this. I'm here to kind of go through the timeline of this lawsuit and kind of, why are we seeing this massive, crazy push of hers to vilify, to use Charlie Kirk's assassination to make up all these things that really just, it brings it back to her. It's all her. This is all about me. They killed Charlie Kirk because of me. They, all this stuff. It's insanity. And then the lawsuit's filed in July of 25. And now she knows she's officially sued, so she republishes the series. She launches season 2 of it. She calls Bridget a creepy old man. She just doubles down, repeats all of her false claims that she's already received proof of them all, and refused to allow those receipts to come out. And again, she never gave any proof of any of it to begin with. How are you going to prove this anyway, right? But whatever, it sells, right? People are watching my videos. And so she activated the martyr economy. It goes through those complaints. And then, I think something important to look at is why this assassination narrative is actually really, really bad for her legally. So defamation cases already require proving the false statements published to others causing harm, and then with knowledge or recklessness, right? And what she has done is now she's shown conscious guilt, that she believes her own claims don't need to stage precautionary art or persecution arts. Like she's building all this, and it's kind of one of those things that when you look at it and you look at the timeline of it, you can kind of see. So here's the I go through that kind of, I did an algorithm of what this all looked like. Her YouTube channel was suspended. The Daily Wire fired her. Her mainstream visibility collapsed from what it was. And her fringe audience now is her core base. She doesn't have the Daily Wire anymore backing her. She doesn't have really any other credibility. I mean, she worked for Turning Point USA. She worked for the Daily Wire. Before that, she was an intern at Vogue. What expertise does this person really have to offer? Not a lot. But what she does have to offer is sensationalism. She's smart. She's pretty. She's well spoken. So all these things. Let's use that. So this is production. It's market value production. And it's easier to push a narrative than it is to push the truth. It's more sexy. It's more people care. More people want to be involved in something that's like, oh my God, did you hear that? They're trying to kill Candace, the Gender Marie. Like, what? Like, anyway. So she kind of goes through all that. And then just listed some of the reasons why I think that all of this was a mistake of hers. If you have a chance, go check that out. And let me know what you think. Obviously, we're not going to always agree on every little thing. And obviously I'm not an attorney. So, some people with legal experience and that understand how these kind of cases work, they might be like, this may be a nothing burger, but at anything else, it's going to, a 250 page lawsuit is going to require a legal team of her own to be assembled, which is going to cost her a lot of money. And so when that, and then people bring it up, they're like, her husband's super rich. I'm like, you don't know what that situation's like. You don't know. Just because you marry someone, are you entitled to every penny that they have? No. And especially if he was super rich, you would think after, what they got married, he proposed to her in 17 days. I'm pretty sure the dude got a prenup, or at least I hope he did. Right. Because otherwise I don't really know what to tell you, but I think it's important to kind of go through, so we looked at that timeline, right? Now let's kind of go through some of these claims. I'm not going to hit them all. There's so many. It's just crazy. You can go through her stuff and see all the different claims. But again, it's all anomalies. It's all, did you know that this happened? And then these people are linked with this, and then this happened, and then over there, and then this happened. It's not proof of anything. It's just that things happened, and you can't really gauge it that way. It's like the people talking about there was 19 Israeli cell phones or whatever the number was at UVU the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and I'm like, okay, well, how many other foreign country cell phones were there? Why aren't we talking about those people being assassins? Because that's insane, right? And secondly, no black ops team or no wet team is gonna work on their own host nation cell phones. Like that, what? Like you went into country and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna take my phone with me to this assassination real quick. So stuff like that, insane. She talks about the Egyptian plane, which is insane. She talks about these rental cars. These rental cars are linked to this. Like nobody's ever taken a rental car to an event. Especially, people follow Charlie Kirk, right? It's not just all UVU students that were there. People would tour the country to go see him talk and see him speak in public. So and of course, if you flew into Utah from somewhere, what are you going to use to get to the school? Probably a rental vehicle. Novel stuff. the craziest thing, what really got me into really looking into this and kind of like poking holes in this narrative was when she did this tweet. Oh, let me see if I can find it right quick. She did a tweet about maroon people in maroon shirts, and because they were wearing maroon, and she didn't realize that the elite, what is she calls it, the elite airborne operations, U.S. elite airborne operations, wears maroon berets, so it must have they were involved now. And I'm like, okay, so now we think that what the 82nd Airborne just dropped into UVU to assist in an assassination of Charlie Kirk. That's where we're going with this. And again, for those of you who don't know, different units within the Army, other services too. I mean, Air Force has berets, but different units within the Army have different berets. SF dudes have green berets, and airborne people have maroon berets. And that includes support. That's not just like infantry. Like that's all. Everyone involved in that unit is going to be, everyone that's airborne qualified in that unit gets to wear a maroon beret. So I know, novel stuff here, right? Super crazy. The United States government is just entangled in this stuff now. And then she goes into the now it's the Macrons that did a hit, but they used the gendarmerie, like a special police force, which is the equivalence of saying like Chicago SWAT or HRT is ascending on somewhere in Europe to assassinate a podcaster. Like, what? Are you insane? Like, I mean, I couldn't even, like, this wouldn't even be good stuff for like a book that you're writing. Like people would be reading and they'd be like, what is this shit? I don't know. It's insane. That's not even, I mean, that's not all of it, but let me see if I can find a lot of, I'm told the payments for assassinations are running through the Club Descent in France. Like, you're told by who? Right? It's always I'm told by. I have sources within. I have these connections, and they've warned me that this is happening. But there's never actually, any proof of any of this. Here, let me see. I think I found it. No. Oh yeah, the Egyptian planes hold the key to Charlie Kirk assassination. Why? What does Egypt have to gain from Charlie Kirk dying? Nobody knows. It's just they're involved, right? They are involved. I don't know. I can't find it. And looking at her page just kind of annoys me anyway. So then, so we have that, now there's an Israeli operative involved. And it's also just asinine to think that the president of a country, right? This head of state of a country is just like pulling some people in and they're like, hey, we're going to kill this podcaster in the United States. They're making big problems for me and my wife. They're saying stuff online a lot and it's really annoying me. So like special hit squad, go kill them. We'll pay you. And they're like, what? Even, I mean, it's just all so crazy. Like it's just not, this doesn't happen in official channels. This is not the way the military works. She did a post about how, Foreign Legion, that a unit from the French Foreign Legion was in somewhere in the United States training, a little bit before that. And I'm like, this literally happens all the time. The United States has joint training exercises with all kinds of nations, especially our allies, right? So it happens all over. It happens all the time. And you know what is involved in that? So much scrutiny. Like this is planned a year or more in advance, right? All of it is overlooked by multiple officers within that chain of command. A lot of it goes up even to the highest levels, and it's all being watched. There's no like, oh, the French Foreign Legion came in and they landed and we don't know what they're doing. Like we're just hanging out and they're like over there doing something. Like it's all so insane. I just want people to like rejoin reality, right? I understand that, the trust in institutions today is pretty low. And COVID really was the catalyst to kind of help that. Trust me, like I don't trust them all either. I poke holes in things. I find narratives. I go through stuff and I'm like, oh, that looks, and I call it out, like the Vegas shooting, all the stuff with Leibelsberger, the Cybertruck bombing. Like this is kind of what I do for fun. And so when I go look into something and I'm like, there's really not anything here that I can look at and be like, yeah, that's verifiable or true. It's just crazy, and it's to the point that it's so crazy that that's what is sensational about it. It's that, you know, she's using her background. She's using that she was in the Daily Wire, that she was close to Charlie Kirk, that, you know, a lot of people on the right trust her, and all this stuff. She's using all that to now say all these things and just kind of expect that people are like, well, she was a reasonable person at some point. Like, this is probably, even though this seems really, really crazy, maybe it's all true. And it's not okay. It's not okay. I'm going to get attacked for this. She'll probably attack me directly for it. But at the same time, like, I'm not just going to sit here and watch somebody lie. It's if you've been following my account at all, you know that I'm going to stand up for what I believe is true and what I believe is right. And you know, there, like, no one's paying me to get on all these people's bad sides, right? No one's paying me to open myself up to attacks by these people. It's just I see from the other side what's happening, because I've been trained in all of this stuff, and I can recognize what it is. I can recognize what the different types of information operations that are being used against us, and then these opportunists like Candace Owens and some other people that have really big accounts are doing to demoralize us, to destabilize us, to create chaos, and ultimately to enrich themselves or give them more power or more say. I mean, now, do I think Candace could do something politically in the future? Probably not now. I mean, too many people think she's insane, right? You have to at least have some semblance of just sanity. Maybe not, you know. I mean, look at a lot of people that are in politics today. So maybe this will just put her on the map enough to where she'll do a run and a bunch of people will vote for her because she's Candace Owens. So I don't know. I don't know the plan. All I know is it all is fishy. It all doesn't add up, and there's zero proof for any of it. If it comes out, you know, and now she's you know, she's against Trump and the government and the FBI. They're the worst. They're doing all this stuff, and now she's demanding that they help her and they verify her story. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, they're not going to respond, because they don't. If they responded to every crazy person that demanded something out of them, they would be responding every day, all day, about crazy people. So they're not going to respond. And so, you know, she's taking this break, and she's going to come back and she's going to be like, they didn't respond, so it must be true. And you're like, all right, but like, is it really? Like, could you just please show us a shred of proof? You know, like, maybe there's a show coming. Maybe there's a show coming where she's going to just drop all the truth, and we're all going to be like, oh my God, I see it all. I don't know. I doubt it. If it does, I'll be like, hey, sorry, you were right. You seemed crazy, like way crazy. And it all seems super made up, because that's how insane it all is. But you know, until that happens, I'm going to go with the reality of the situation is she is doubling down. She needs to increase her following, her revenue, you know, to pay for all of this now. And you know, maybe there's going to be other lawsuits to come. I don't know, man. I don't know, but it all stinks. It's all kind of gross. And again, I'm a little pissed off that I had to defend the Macrones. So thank you for that. Everybody have a good night. Hope you learned something. And if not, hope you had a little bit of fun at least. So see ya.